welcome back. And if you just joined us, you're still on True Enterprise of Morning, reaching you from Enterprise Television. Let's head straight to our main conversation for this morning. We have it that the Labour Party's 2023 presidential candidate Peter Gregory Obi has reaffirmed his vow to serve only one 4-year term if elected in 2027. His statement shared on social media appeared to respond to Anambra State Governor Professor Chukwuma Soludo, who mocked the one-term promise, suggesting such a politician needs a psychiatric evaluation.
Obi countered by citing leaders like Mandela and Lincoln, who made lasting impact despite short tenures, stressing that meaningful service does not require extended time in office. Obi said his commitment is rooted in purposeful leadership, not personal gain.
Very true, and Obi emphasized that he has always kept his promises. Pointing to his record in Anambra State, he pledged to focus on governance reforms, education, healthcare, small business growth, and transforming Nigeria into a production-based economy within the 4-year period.
Meanwhile, a source within the African Democratic Congress, ADC, confirmed that Obi has not officially joined the party, but he remains actively involved in its coalition efforts. The ADC granted Obi and others, including ex-Kaduna Governor El Rufai, special waivers to retain their party affiliations while working toward a stronger opposition front. The arrangement is expected to remain until after key elections like the Anambra governorship.
All right, we still have Barrister Fansofei. Thank you so much, Barrister.
Thank you, sir, for joining us.
Yes. Barrister, there's a little bit of a contradiction here because I listened to Chukwuma Soludo while he was giving that address to his people. He said, I'd love to quote him, he said that Anambra State governorship is based on zoning. Therefore, that it is the turn of his senatorial district to govern the state, and the next turn would go to some other person, and that whoever is campaigning for a one term in office needs to go for a psychiatric test. I didn't see any Obi mentioned in that thing he was given there. So I was surprised when I saw Obi coming to defend what wasn't said against him. What are we?
Because I read the story
Yes.
too over the week, and Chukwuma Soludo wasn't referring to Obi. I know because I saw the story, the background story, and all that. But you know, the issue is that there are people who were online criticizing Obi's expression to the effect that he's going to do one term, especially from the opposition party, who twists things and all that. They're saying that what he's saying is a scam. That is how politicians, but that's the truth also. That's how politicians will come and say that they will do one term. When it gets to the point, they will say they are not the one, that their aides that says so, they did not approve it and all that. But for me, I have so much faith in Obi, whether one time or 2 times. I don't mind. Tinubu should not lead after 2027. He shouldn't. Because the reason we are still able to breathe and talk is because he has not finished the first term. If you allow him to start another term, many people will not be able to talk again. They'll not be able to breathe again. I'm just telling you. So there's a need for us to ensure that, see, you can do so much in one term.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Jakonde was a governor of Lagos State. How many years did he use to do all he did?
He didn't even complete one term before
He
the
didn't
overthrow
com-
of
he
that
didn't complete- he didn't
Third
complete-
Republic.
He didn't complete one
Yes.
term before the Third Republic was short-lived.
Yes.
Okay. Look at Ambode.
Okay.
Ambode did just one term in Lagos State. You know, this is a man that built 4 bridges in how many months? So, if you really know what you're doing, 4 years is small, it's short. To be frank and sincere with you, it's short. You understand? But I've seen leaders who are so strategic in their operations. They are planning everything. Now they're able to do wonders in just 4 years. And you know, when Ambode did the 4 years and did all he did, I also believe he was doing all that, believing he would get a second chance.
Yes.
Because if he had started out knowing that he's doing one term, he would have done more. That's what I think. He would have done more. Okay. So, but with that, with him not knowing that he won't get the second time, he did all that. Somebody who is informed at the outset, or who knows at the outset that it's one term you're entitled to, will be able to do and push more to have his name written in gold. So, for me, I think if you give Obi one time, he will try his best to bring things. You know, there are a lot of wastages we see. Oh, you see all the wastages we were talking about with past government. It's still retained in this government. So much wastage is still retained in this government. So, someone that will cut off the wastages, that will work effectively with the National Assembly, and that will hand over Nigeria back to the citizens. You understand? Is what we need at this time and age. And I like the way the politics is going, because the APC could not maintain those who made it possible for them to get into power. I don't want to use the word win. They didn't win that election to get into power the way they got in. So now many of them, the likes of Erufai, the Jesu Ortega that died, many of them were pulled out from that and now working against this government. Those who knew exactly what they did to put him there are the ones doing the coalition and doing all that. So I believe that's why they're on their guard now. Even Professor Kiyamo said it last night. Said they are going to work hard. Why should they work? They are incumbents. What's the hard work we want to do? But you know, because of illegitimacy, widespread complaint and dissatisfaction of what the government have delivered in the last 2 years, you know, it's enough to tell you that we are completely rejected by the people. So we need to work hard. That's what he's saying. Nigerians are looking for alternative now. Yes. And every time we are brought to this crossroad, this brink of where we want the current leader to just leave. Let him just leave. Then whoever is coming can be anybody, anything but this person. And that is where we used to get it. But thank God the kind of alternative we have now, the likes of P2B and the rest that will come up in the days to come, will be people that Nigerians can trust. Okay, so Nigerians should be able to. For I think that in this coming election, something very drastic may happen.
Why do you say so?
Yeah, I think so, because when you have lost all, have you ever seen a man have lost everything before? There's nothing to lose again. He just wants to end it. He wants to end this nonsense. I think we're getting to that stage where Nigerians will decide, just this is exactly where we're going to. There are people who will still turn around and do the people are never, Nigerians are never tired of suffering. Many of them. Those ones will do what they want to do, but the large majority will also exhibit and express what they want to do. At the end of the day, we'll see how it goes.
Okay, I believe that sometimes you make promise. Making a promise is a thing. Then fulfilling that promise is another thing. So I believe in deliverables and not just promises. Okay, you want to do this for me, you want to do that for Nigerians and all of that. But how do you want to do it? And I feel that right now, even if we're having the next president in 2027, I feel that everything that should be done should be strategic at this point. Because, sometimes people will be like, okay, if you want to gain power, you're not going to use ordinary eye, enter, you understand, but so sorry about that. But then you need to be strategic in it. So I just believe the next president should, whosoever that want to sit there, should be strategic in their probably maybe in the election or in winning. All right, thank you so much, sir. Well said. And I have this question. The African Democratic Congress, that's the ADC, granted Obi and others, weavers, to work with the coalition without switching parties, right? So how might this coalition strategy reshape opposition politics ahead of the 2027?
It's already reshaping it. They are jittering already. The ruling party, they are jittering already. So even though they are saying, the president called them confused coalition, the Keyamo said something yesterday too about that too. Said they are also confused. Then he gave one very weak permutation that they should call him political Nostradamus. That if the coalition pick Obi, that the reason Obi did very well in the last one was because all the candidates were Muslims, and he was the only Christian candidate. That this time around, if they pair him with Atiku, say the Christians will pull out. I don't know who taught him that in his saying. Say if they pair him with Atiku, if they pair Obi as vice, then the Christian will pull out. That if they put Obi as the flag bearer, they cannot put Atiku because Atiku have done 2 terms already. Now that if Obi emerge with somebody else, that Obi will not be able to penetrate the north. So we were just doing all those things. He just want to appease his own head, as far as I'm concerned. It wasn't making any sense to me that yesterday, that permutation. They are very wrong. Those permutations cannot determine the wave of support in 2027. The dynamics of support have changed. You know, even those who voted Tinubu in, they are victims. Largely, so many of them, and we can see them turning out, and you know, so the wave of support is going to be anchored on competence, who will be able to deliver, who have the likely tendency or the likelihood to pull this country together and make deliverables. That will be that for me, I think that will be the objective. It will not be so much about religion, as he's saying, or about ethnic tribalism and the rest of that. I think it will be more of a unifying force for who have competence and capacity to deliver. That's what it will be.
Very true. Barrister, let's look at the man, Peter Obi, at this point. It's easier said than done. Politics, some would say, is not righteousness. Obi, you and I know, is finicky. Very holding back to lots of things. While he was the governor of Anambra State, he was impeached twice. Because he wasn't ready to play ball. And remember, politics, you have to do what you have to do. If really you want to be in bed with people who would allow you a smooth sail, and he's not ready to do that. Does that make it look like he would do better? Or does that speak to a good leader?
Well, a leader should be able to be everything to all men. Like Paul the Apostle said, have become all things to all men. Just to get them to Christ. So a leader should be able to be all things to all men, but his primary focus should be the upliftment of the people, of the led. You understand? Most of the leaders we have today, they are a touch of everything, good, bad, ugly. But the only thing lacking is that they do not prioritize the led. They do not. You can play all those things you are playing, but prioritize the lead. Let the lead be the purpose or the objective for which you are becoming all things. Anything short of that will mean that you will not be able to, you will not succeed. Okay. He has explained why he was impeached twice. He explained it. Most of the things he was up against, that they called the norm, which he objected, was what led to the impeachment.
Yes.
And it was reinstated both times. Okay, at the end of the day, just because his reason is that government should not finish all the money. Don't finish it. There's something he called future fund. He was saving money for the future generation. He was making plan for not just today, planning for the state for the future, planning for the state for now, for the future, and for later. So they say, no, that's not, the other government will come and do it. He said that's not how it is done. So if he comes with that kind of system, it's not a bad thing to plan for the future of Nigeria. It's not a bad thing to plan for now not a bad thing to put Nigeria in order at every square.
Yes.
You understand? Because the truth is that he is going to be in the executive with ministers. Okay. There's going to be a legislature. Okay. For which if the ADC work hard enough, because it's not enough to make him the flag bearer, give him the ticket, and let him go and win election. And then you now fold your arms and allow the APC to win all the seats in the National Assembly. He will not succeed.
So in that case, how do you think he can maneuver?
That's what I'm saying. I said the party should work hard at all levels.
Oh, okay.
They should have enough governors. They should have enough party members. Because anything that make Tinubu lose, the people who will emerge at the National Assembly will come for revenge. I don't understand what I'm saying.
Yes.
They will come for revenge in their political party, even though there are people who will pull out from APC to the ADC.
Yeah, there will be a mass exodus.
Yeah, because you know, success has many relations, but failure is an orphan. They will pull out too, just the way they did in this one. But whichever you look at it, you see, the leaders' focus, his values, what he thinks are expedient, necessary, is what determines the direction of the government. If you prioritize the welfare of the people, public, the citizens and all that, if the government is pro-people, centered on people, there's no way to not gain support, to not gain traction early enough.
But how do you now keep away enemies? Because we're talking about
enemies are never
historical, like the likes of Thomas Sankara,
enemies will
the
never
likes of Patrice Emery Lumumba.
Yes.
Now these were great leaders that were pro-people.
Yes.
But the enemies within and outside were just not.
Peter Obi even have more enemies than those people. you know what I'm saying? Because this is somebody who have not even won the presidential seat. But already there are people who cannot make a sentence without saying Peter Obi the wrong person. The current political party, they've demonized him. They've called that his statistics were wrong. They've said so many things about him, that he did this, he did that. They've used a lot of strategy, but he keeps telling them, like, go and ask the EFCC. How many governors can do it in Nigeria? Say, go and check my record. That I have only one house in Nigeria. The house is in Onitsha. If you go to any state in this country and they say this house belongs to Peter Obi, destroy it. How many governors can do that?
Barrister, on whose side were you in 2014? Was it the Goodluck Ebele Jonathan team or the Muhammad Buhari team?
I was in the Goodluck Ebele Jonathan team angrily, because I didn't like the way Goodluck Jonathan was going. At the same time, I warned people that time.
You warned people?
I warned people that time against Buhari. I warned people then against Buhari. I don't hide my... I warned people that time against Buhari. Don't go there. This man cannot lead. I kept saying it. People say, no. That in 19, when he was with, what do you call it, that they changed the country. They were kick against indiscipline. People were queuing. People were not queuing before, now they are queuing. His body language. They were saying all sorts of things. He got into office 6 months into office, didn't know what to do. Up until he appointed people. The first 2 years, they used to blame Jonathan government. The third year, he didn't know what to do. As at the third year, he was not aware of anything. The fourth year, the same thing. When he came back again, that one was worse. He was sick throughout. You understand? So, because even Jonathan even allowed this. I still blame Jonathan because I allowed this thing to happen. I allowed this thing to happen. Because when Urubebe started shouting that, when he started that thing, that's when the people canceled the election.
But you said you were with the Goodluck Ebele Jonathan's team, but you were angry. So what was it about Ebele Jonathan that made you?
Yeah, because his approach, he was weak. He was not. But was a better option compared to Buhari? He was weak. Couldn't coordinate the government properly. People like Alice Madokwe, Jonathan couldn't talk to her. Cannot restrain her. Somebody you appointed as a minister. You cannot restrain. People were stealing at will.
And you don't see that tendency in Peter Obi?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Peter Obi is a more shrewd person. Peter Obi, a businessman, will not allow such kind of wastage. For me, I don't think Peter Obi is like that. I don't think Peter Obi. Jonathan is too good to lead. He's too soft, calm, and too accommodating to lead. It took Farida Waziri to come to the TB to say bluntly things he shouldn't say before Jonathan sacked him. How many people could Jonathan was able to sack after that and say, you know what, just go? Apart from Farida Waziri, the EFCC chairman, then who again in that government was able to fire?
Even if he did so well.
Under pressure. So, I mean, Peter Obi, for me, may make a better. He has his flaws too, definitely, because you cannot find a perfect leader. But what we can have is, if we can have a leader that can redeem the people. You see, this whole thing about that can redeem the people and then channel a focus, and then we see the economy growing by leadership. Then we'll be able to say, hey, this is making sense. But if you are not able to get a leader that can redeem the people, you are not able to get a leader who can put an end to wastages. Look at what's going on in this government. Look at that budget, the first supplementary budget, what it was meant for. The whole thing was a waste. You would have used it to change a lot of things.
Yes, 5 trillion.
Yes.
So that 1 trillion out, 1 trillion inside of 5 trillion would have been enough to even fix the Murtala Mohammed Airport.
They would have fixed it with it. But what did they do? They bought cars, they bought yachts, they bought tour crafts. Yeah? In a country, that's why the US government tweeted, see what you're doing with money. See your citizens. You cannot be spending this kind of money and then your citizens are living like this. It's wrong to do that. You don't do things like that. So they won't caution. And I don't think other people will be that kind of thing will happen. It's uncalled for.
Well, wait till then.
We'll wait till then. I remember President Bola Ahmed Tinubu said that it's not about saving. That what good is it when you save when your children are hungry?
Yes.
Yes, Peter Obi would save, but Nigerians might still be hungry while he saved. Does that make sense?
No government can make everyone satisfied. No government, yes. No government. I mean, even Jesus said the poor will remain with you. You're not a statement that he made. He wasn't saying more poor people should emerge. But what he's saying is that by dint of human existence, poor people will always emerge by their character, by choice. Poor people will always emerge. So poverty is not what you can eradicate. You can actually reduce it. There are people who, by being lazy, they are poor by choice. So they will not lift their arms to do things. So there's no way they will not emerge poor. You always have them, but we're talking about the average. We're talking about the aggregate. You understand? How many people should be poor in a country? You understand? The people who are poor, people who are able, people who have read up to PhD level still be poor in the country. That's what we're saying. We have the dysfunctionality. So should people be poor because they are unemployed? They are willing to work, but there's no job. You know, that's what I'm saying. If you have that, you have a crisis in your hand. You have crisis in your hand, okay? So a government should be able to address unemployment, address some of those very fundamental issues, education and the rest of that. ASU shouldn't be on strike. You understand? School should be on, the economy should be working. Business, commerce, things should be on top gear if the government is able to put the right parameters. And I think Peter Obi can assemble that and make Nigeria work. I think so.
All right, that's just about the time we have. There's a very big difference between a ruler and a leader.
Exactly.
A ruler is that personality that eats before the follower. A leader is that personality that allows the follower to eat and get satisfied and comfortable before he joins. The truth remains that in Nigeria, we do not know which exact leader we have. Alex Otti, in less than 2 years, transformed the moribund Abia State to what it is today, despite decades of people who were there before him. Mba of Enugu State is doing so much in Enugu State, and so many other people are equally doing awesomely well, which shows that it's not just about the time, it's about the quality of your intentionality as a leader. Thank you so very much, Barrister.
Very well. It's my pleasure.
All right, people, that's just the time we have. We'd love to say thank you to you. I'd love to believe you enjoyed our show just like we did right here. Please do well to visit us. You can always read up on everything we've talked about when you visit us at enterprisetvnews.com. You may equally like, comment, and follow us on all our social media platforms at Enterprise TV7. I am Henry Ikubike.
And I am Candy Bodri.
Thank you for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.